Yeah, a little hyper than yesterday, obviously for a good reason. You know what today is? Today is March 3rd. March 3rd, the very first episode of This Could Get Ugly. I feel great. Feel great. It's so good to be back. Um, it's been a hell of a day. I will say that, but I think it's going to be all worth it because I'm here with you guys. I got a great topic to talk about tonight. Um, I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy this one. But before I kick off the show, I want to try something with you guys. I said I was going to do this. I said I was going to start something called story time. So basically, story time is me giving you a firsthand experience from my perspective of how I even reached the perspective of what we're going to be talking about tonight. So it's crazy. I was riding. I was thinking about like, Shaun, what do you want to tell these people to kick this episode off? What would be a great story? And I came up with one. So I'm gonna take you back. Let's say early 90s, right? I'm maybe like 11, 12. Yeah, I want to say, yeah, I was 11 or 12. And it was summertime. And let me give you some context. My parents, or my mother anyway, and part of my family, we used to be big in the Salvation Army. My mom was a social worker. My uncle ran one. Whatever the case may be, we just were involved, to make a long story short. So some of the benefits of being a part of that were great, especially in the summer times, because in the summer times, they would send our asses off the camp. Interesting, right? So this particular time that they sent us off the camp, it was me and my cousins. We would go to this camp called Echo Grove. We would go for a week. Our parents would just ship our asses off. And they'd be like, sayonara, and we'd be like, cool, just a week to get out of the city, enjoy ourselves, or, see something different other than the city of Detroit during the summer, even though the summers was lit. But anyway, this particular summer was interesting. It was interesting because I had met someone. Yeah. 11, 12-year-old Shaun, I met somebody. I guess you can say I was dating. I wanted to make her my little girlfriend or whatnot. So, on the bus ride up, as we were leaving, we were over on Brightmoor. I don't even know if that Salvation Army is still over there, but we was over there on Brightmoor. And we get on the bus, we're talking, and it was a couple of hour ride. And by the time we get up there or whatnot, it was already established. I had myself a little girlfriend. We were gonna date. So I was excited. Of course, my cousins was talking about me. They feel like, man, how you gonna get a girlfriend? You know how cousins is. You're 11, 12, they ragging on you. Yeah, you all in love, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, whatever, though. I got a girl, So I was excited to say the least. But we would spend as much time as we possibly could outside of going to class, because it is a summer camp, so they have us busy during the day, during lunch, and then let us out. Like it was almost like school, 4 o'clock. Do whatever the hell you want to do, as long as you show up for dinner. What they had at like 6 o'clock, but you do what you want to do. But yeah, we spend as much time as we wanted together. And sending kids off to camp, our parents, they couldn't give us cash, right? If we wanted to buy like concessions or whatnot, they would put money on a little card. It was a little blue card, and they would just punch it every time you use it. And I remember my mom loading up some extra. I don't know what the hell I did that summer. I might have did some extra work or whatever the case. But I knew I was balling when I went up there. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to splurge. 12 pack of Sprites on me, cola, chips, whatever. It was on me. I had it like that. And boy, did I wasn't the only one that thought I had it like that, because my girls, she benefited from it. We would go to the concession stand, and she would ask for something, and I'm like, yeah, baby, I got you. What you need? Chips, soda, bam. I said, cool, I would get it. I was providing even back at 11. Holla at your boy, provided with my mama money. What you know about that? But long story short, or long story even longer, I would get her whatever she want. And it was like that all week. It led up to the last day when we were getting ready to leave. We pack everything on the bus, getting ready to head back to the D. She looked at me, she said, Shaun, baby. I turned, I said, what's up? She said, I'm a little thirsty. Can I get a Sprite? I said, yeah, I can do that for you. Get a Sprite. So we walk over there hand in hand, go get the Sprite or whatnot, get to the counter. A little jovial little white girl walk up to us. Hey, how may I help you? I said, hey, can I get a Sprite? My baby want a Sprite. She said, yeah, that'll be 69 cents. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, right? But yeah, that'll be 69 cents. So I proudly whipped out my card. 69 ain't nothing. Because, at that time, I'm thinking, I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, balling. Whip it out, give it to her, smiling the whole time. She go do her thing, come back to the counter and say, I'm sorry, you don't have any more money on here. I said, wow, you just gonna embarrass me like this in front of my people? But anyway, I was a little bit, I turned to her, I said, babe, I guess we overspent this week. You mind paying for this? I'm sure, I'm thinking like, yeah, she got it. She ain't spent no money all week, she got it. I said, matter of fact, buy me one. Buy me a Sprite. I'm a little thirsty myself now. All this walking and talking and all this good stuff. And I tell you, people, she looked me dead in my eye and she said, nah, I'm not buying that. And matter of fact, I don't want to be with you no more. Can you imagine the hurt? A 12-year-old heartbreak over a Sprite. I don't want to be with you no more. Oh man, it hurt. It hurt. And for the life of me, I can't think of that girl's name to save my life to this day, because people who know me, they know I'm petty. So I remember stuff like that. I can't think of her name, but I definitely know her mama name. And that's going to be important by the time I end this story. But anyway, I don't know what it is about little kids and news, but word travel fast. I got played. By the time I got myself on a bus, my cousins were crowded around me, roasting me. That's what you get, blah, blah. Yeah. 2 hours of this, ride home, back to Detroit. I'm pissed. She up front laughing, joking. And she probably wasn't even talking about me, but at the same time, I'm thinking she talking about me. I'm pissed. So by the time we get back to Brightmoor, the bus pull up, you see the parents outside waiting for us to get off so they can take us home or whatnot. I get off the bus. I see my mom. I walk up to her. She said, hey, baby, how you doing? What? She said, what's wrong? Why you frowned up? I'm looking for a little girl. I see she over there with her mom. She over there with her mom. I said, hold on, Ma. I said, Miss Nadine. Miss Nadine. She turned around. She said, yes, baby. I said, your daughter is a slut.
Oh, my God.
You could have dropped a pin in that parking lot. That's how quiet it was. Everybody's mouth was open. You got to imagine 11, 12-year-old me who went through a dating experience, got his heart broke, thought that was the right thing to do, to embarrass her because she embarrassed me. Needless to say, I got my ass whooped. I embarrassed the hell out of my people, and I got my ass whooped. So you say, Shaun, what's the point of that story? The point of that story is that at that young age, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing concerning dating. And I shouldn't even been doing it. And that's exactly what's going on today, nowadays. People don't know what the hell, they're doing. And they're all over the place. So that's tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is Pop the Balloon and Kendra G singles. What have they taught us about dating? Now, I know you think I'm about to get on here and dog these shows, but I'm not, because I faithfully watch Pop the Balloon every Wednesday when it drops. I can't get with the UK version because them voices kind of throw me off, but I watch Pop the Balloon every Wednesday. Matter of fact, it's a ritual in our household. Sometimes me and my daughter sit there and watch and analyze Pop the Balloon because it's just entertaining. But the question is, what has it taught us about dating? And I'm not going to bash these shows. They're very entertaining. And honestly, Kendra G is the same way. Like well, I can't speak for Kendra G, but I know Pop the Bloom, Arlette, and her husband. I really believe that they want people to find love and they wanted to do it the right way. But people that come on there, you can tell that they're not there for the right reason. And we sit here, well, me and my daughter, of course, sit here and we analyze these people. Of course, I go on a deeper level than her. But that's part of the reason I wanted to have this show. I wanted to talk about the structure of dating and how it's pretty much non-existent. I want to talk about how these shows are really not bad. They're entertaining, but in reality, they're really mirrors. They're showing us a lot if you really pay attention and you're listening to the questions, you're listening to the responses, you're listening to how people react in certain situations. It's saying a lot, but you got to pay attention. So I have my notes right here. This is going to be good for sure. So, of course, you know these people go in here, they don't like somebody, boop. They use one of these, pop the balloon, whatever the case may be. Bullshit. Excuse my language, but that's exactly what it is. Me being me, like I told you last night in random conversation, my mind be on Pluto. So what I did was I came up based on just my dating experiences from a young tyke, from that 11, 12-year-old that got hurt over a Sprite that he couldn't pay for, up into the 45-year-old man. I came up with something that I feel are the three elements that should be structured and in order when it comes to dating. And I call them the 3 I's. So let me tell you what they are. The 3 I's are what you should be doing while dating. Like, what's the purpose? This is the purpose of dating. You're dating to gain information. 1. You're dating for interaction. 2. And the last and most important part is you're dating for intimacy. 3. The problem that I've experienced, I'm sure you experienced, I'm sure a host of other people have experienced is we tend to put these things out of order. We want to put intimacy at 1. We want to put information at the bottom. And usually what happens, especially in today's era, the hookup era, we begin to hook up with people. Hook up. We begin to like them. We begin to get attachments. We're not really seeing who they are. The information that comes out after hooking up, after everything is settled down, is alarming. But by this time, you're already in. So what do? You find yourself in these long, drawn out situations that you're not supposed to be in, ladies and gentlemen. You're not supposed to be in. That's why it's important that you keep these in order. If you follow the 3 I's, I guarantee that you'll like, at the end, what transpires, how much clarity you get. That's what this podcast is all about. It's all about providing clarity. It's all about transformation. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So let's jump into the I. So I believe, like I said, first few dates, at least 1 through 3, is heavy on the information. These are the times you want to get everything you need to get about a person. That way you're not missing anything. Because information is what drives you to make better decisions. At least I know for me. And I hope for you that you're using information to make better decisions. It's no different from dating. And in fact, getting this information, you're able to distinguish what's data and what's dopamine. There's your word for the night, dopamine. A lot of us are using that to control our whole lives. That's what it's doing. We're not collecting data. We're not establishing any alignment. All we're doing is gaining attachments. Bad ones at that. So we need to stop that. Seriously. We need to, like I said, gather as much information as possible. One of the things I want to give you in the first 3 dates is, I know it's a list going around, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, these coffee shop dates, these quiet places, these places that you normally don't want to go on a date are the exact places that you need to go. Because how the hell am I going to learn about you if we're in a loud ass club? What am I going to learn about you if I'm taking you to the movies? We can't talk, can't communicate. What can you learn about me? What can I learn about you? Information, people. It drives the world. That's why you have to keep that one and one at all times. Number one, that's the structure of the 3 I's that I'm presenting to you tonight. Information. Let's move on to 2, interaction. Once you get that information, it helps you to make decisions on whether you want to move forward or not. Now, here's the thing with me. I've been dating, not heavy, light. Cheers for those who, got their drink or whatnot. In some of these dates I went on, right, based on the information that I that I was getting, I didn't even want to go to the second phase. But if you just so happen to get to the second phase, interaction is a very, very important one. Matter of fact, I think I came up with this like a while ago. I think some of the dates that you should go on past the third to gain like some interaction, to find out like who this person is. Escape rooms. Anything that's an example. Just anything that involves teamwork, where y'all have to work together, seeing how a person acts under pressure. These are all elements that's going to help you in the long run. You want to do that. You want to watch how they handle disagreements. Like if you say, no, we need to do this. Are they getting upset? Are they listening? How they responding to you? Are they yelling back? Like these are very, very important cues that you need to pay attention to. Because during the information stage, I'm not going to front to you. People going to be on their best behavior, especially in dating, especially if they like you. Because if they're attached to you, they think you're attractive. I don't know what it is. I've been guilty of this. I'm not anymore. But the more attractive you are, the more stuff they throw out the window concerning you. Like they be like, oh, they so fine. I'm going to take this red flag and pocket it and wash my clothes, and it's going to change colors when I pull it back out. Trust me. Yeah, but we have to learn how to start being more disciplined with everything we do. We have to be disciplined when we get our information. We have to be disciplined when we're watching for interaction. And everything that I'm telling you, believe me, I'm not telling you for the sake of just telling you. I'm telling you because I've tried it. And information and interaction, those who have even reached those levels with me have shown me a lot about who they are as people. Am I even able to move past the talking stage into something deeper, a relationship? Hell, a second date, a third date. I want to know, even from this perspective, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash with this, but ladies, come on. Take some of these men out. Spend some money on them for a change. I'm not saying like take your whole check, but on one of these dates, right? The first 6 dates at least. Not the first, maybe not the second. But consider it the third. 4th, 5th, 6th. Just be like, hey, let me take you out. Give him a chance to show, to see how you interact in situations like that. Because it's important for him too. As a man, I'm telling you, it's important to know that, yeah, like, okay, I got a teammate here. Any woman I've been with, trust me, they spoiled or been spoiled. Of course, my dating situations, I mean, you ask one person, they're going to give you one answer. You ask another person, they're going to give you another. But it's just all based on the information and interaction that I got from them. That's why different people get different things. Because once I got the information, or once you get the information, once you get the interaction, then you able to move into what really matters, which is the step before people start deciding if they're going to, okay, yeah, this is my person. And that's intimacy. And I'm not just talking about sex. Fellas, I know what you're thinking. I'm not just talking about sex, even though we do view that as intimacy. But I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about closeness. Am I able to be vulnerable with this person? Can they hold secrets for me? Can Can I hold her secret? She want to see that as well. Can I provide a safe space for her? This is what intimacy is. Fellas, I'm gonna put you up on some game real quick. For those who are in relationships or dating or whatever the case may be, let me explain something to you. If you can provide a safe space for women to be vulnerable with you, the floodgates are open. And I'm not just talking about sex. I'm just talking about just her giving herself to you. That's important. That's important. Intimacy is a wonderful thing, especially in the dating phase, because this is where you can begin to set boundaries. You can begin to, man, you can do a lot in these stages of intimacy. You learn who that person is. You learn, what they like, what they don't like, even though that's a part of the information phase. When it wants to reach the intimacy phase, then you get a little deeper into finding out who that person is and as an individual. And that's what's important. This is what builds relationships. If you don't believe me, I challenge you just to try it once. If you got a date this week and they told you, well, let's go to a concert, let's do this, change it. Change it to a nice, quiet location. Just begin with information. Begin to ask some questions. I'm talking to you too, fellas, because I know we don't ask a lot of questions. We need to ask questions, fellas. Women, I know y'all gonna ask questions. It's all good, but we need to ask questions to each other. And we need to judge those answers, very thoroughly before we move into the interaction phase. This is the realness of it. Because I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Okay. Instead of doing everything that I'm advising you to do, the 3 I's, which is information, interaction, and intimacy, I'm gonna tell you what's happening. Dating is being led by advertising and auditioning. What are you saying, Shaun? Advertising and auditioning. What I'm saying is, ladies and men both are advertising. Men do it in a way where they're advertising how much money they have, how much materialistic things they have, and it's debating women. Women, on the other hand, you know how they advertising. I can't even turn on IG right now without a chick being half naked, telling you what's up. Got their back turned to you, showing the goods, the look over the shoulder, saying, inbox me. You know how it is. Advertising. The problem is so many people good at advertising that the audition questions, they line up as to why they ask them. That's why you have men asking dumbass questions like, what do you bring to the table? What table? What do you bring to the table? Men only have men only have the gonads to ask that question because they've been auditioning, they've been performing the entire time. So they think that everything that they get, you have to audition for to be a part of. Women the same way. They audition they body, they audition, not all women, of course, but some women, they audition a few things and they give out these outlandish demands. Oh, if you want to go out with me, you got to do this, you got to do that. I just seen a video the other day. A girl said, if you want to be with me, you got to give me $45,000 a month. $45,000 a month. Insane. That's the pinnacle of auditioning and advertising. Who the hell gonna pay you $45,000 a month to date you? Especially when that's not what dating is about. Well, at least my form of dating. It's supposed to be some type of structure. Because I'm of the belief that no structure in dating leads to no structure in everything else that follows if you guys go beyond the level of dating. That means there's no structure in your relationship. And God forbid if you jump off the bridge and get married, it's definitely not going to be no structure in that. So what I'm advising people to do, if we really want to transform the way dating is viewed, if we really, really want to experience what it's for, we have to stop advertising. We We have to stop auditioning. Hell, I've been guilty of it. I'm not going to sit up here and think that, and let you believe that I'm just some goddamn perfect person that never did any of this. Trust me, I have done it. And I didn't like the end results of it. We out here dating as if we don't have one life to live. We out here wasting our time. We're not even dating with alignment. We just out here just giving our energy willy-nilly to anybody. I don't think you understand the importance of just who you are as an individual. I don't think you understand how important your energy is. And you're just out here giving it away for a chance to go to Ruth Chris, which ain't even all that. Let's be honest, it's not even all that. Let's change, people. Seriously. Let's change. Let's bring accountability back to dating. That way you're not making the same mistakes I made at 11 and 12. You just out here just getting used and abused. But not only that, let me touch on something for a second. And I know this might sound crazy, but even at 11, 12, when she broke my heart, that lingered in me for a long time. And it altered how I approached dating in my teen years all the way up into my early 20s, until I decided that what I was doing was just some bull and I had to change. The same thing can happen for you guys to you guys if you don't get a proper structure. Now, I'm not saying you have to use my 3 eyes, because it's all, with us being human beings, creation is a part of, our nature. Create your own standards, create your own structure. But one thing you have to understand is don't confuse preference with structure and standards. Preferences it's not the same as structure. It's not the same as alignment. Preferences change. Structure and standards are non-negotiable. They don't change. And that's what's missing in dating. That's what's missing in shows like Pop the Balloon, Kendra Street Live. If you don't believe me, just next time, rather than looking at the fact that it's entertainment, that you're laughing, you hearing people on there, they acting crazy and stupid or whatnot. Take a step back. Listen to the questions, right? Peep the responses. Anytime somebody keeps it real, you notice how people get upset. You notice how they ask people what they do for a living. As soon as people find out, pop. Or you notice how on Kendra G show, how she asked them, well, how much you want your man or your woman to make? And they say it. And then when she be like, well, do you make that? They be like, no. These are people that have no structure in their life. No structure in their life, no structure in their dating. So my thing is, why even do it? Why even do it? Look, I ain't mean to pull out my soapbox on this first episode, but I told you yesterday that this show was going to be different because it's all about transforming into something new. And I'm going to be real with you. I want to see something new. I'm tired of turning on the tube. I'm tired of picking up the phone and my boys or my homegirls telling me the same things is going on in dating. There's no structure. But I want y'all to stop putting it off on the other people. I want you to take a clear look at yourself and what you bring. What you bring to the table. No, I'm joking. No, seriously, what you're bringing into that situation or what you're not bringing into that situation. Seriously. Take a look at that. Next time you on a date with a person, like I told you, ask them some serious questions. See the answers they give you. Then really look at them. I guarantee you ask somebody the right question in the information phase and they give you the wrong answer, you'll be instantly turned off. That lets you know that you weren't supposed to deal with that person to begin with. If y'all going through the innovation phase and y'all out and you see that person buckles under pressure, or they fumbling, bumbling, or they yelling at you, whatever the case, instantly turned off. Because who the hell want to be with Ike Turner, ladies? Get mad at you, just start slapping you. Or fellas who want to be with Tasha from Why I Can't Get Married. I don't know why I just watched that the other night. I love that movie because it just got a lot of jewels in it. But anyway, yeah, who want to deal with that? Nobody wants to deal with that. So if you're serious about just finding the right person for you, if you're serious about just going out on dates that matter, not going out on dates because you can't afford to go somewhere, excuse me, and that person is the person or the sucker that's going to take you. Not going out on dates because old girl got a big booty and you want to see what's going on with it. If you're tired of just falling into the same situation with same people, you need to add some structure. And I know I sound like an old dude, but I'm telling you, I wasted so much time in my early 20s dating without structure, not looking for alignment. Luckily, I was able to meet some wonderful women in my life. Had the pleasure of being married, but I've learned from those experiences. Some of them women I shouldn't even been out with, period. But I didn't have no structure. My list was all rearranged. At one point, I wanted 3 to replace 1. I wanted instant intimacy because instant intimacy clouds everything else. If a man or a woman gets you into instant intimacy, then you're more than likely to swallow anything that pops up in the long run. Have you ever been with somebody, right, and it just jumps off early, right? And then you're like, damn, okay, yeah, it's good. Then you start getting information like, oh, this person credit messed up. Oh, this person car got repoed. You're like, damn, this is information. Oh, this person been to jail. Oh, this person done bust some windows out some cars. You got a restraining order on them, or he got a restraining order on them. That's why it's important to keep intimacy third, because you need to make informed decisions. And the only way to make informed decisions before you dive into anything deeper is by getting information and interacting. But like I said, you don't have to take my word for it. I'm just getting on here every week because in all actuality, I believe this is my purpose. I really do. I'm not just on here just to give you some nonsense that I just came up with and say, oh, I think I'm gonna talk about this week. No, I'm serious about what I was telling you last night. Like, this is serious for me. It's people out here that's disrespecting the very thing that I love. Dating and relationships. And the fact that I love it so much is the reason why I'm talking about it so much. I value the importance of connection. I value it. That's why I'm having this conversation. And as we grow together, just dating from this episode moving forward, you're going to see how serious I am about this. Because I guarantee everything that I put out there, it's gone. It's a seed. You might not pay attention to me. You might get off this live stream and say, whatever, Shaun. I ain't listening to nothing you talking about, big dog. And that's cool. But guess what? You're going to run across a situation. And I keep saying the 3 eyes. You're going to think about it. You're going to say 3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. Information. Let me get some information out you so I can make an informed decision. That way I'm not getting attached. That way I'm seeking alignment and not attachment, because that's exactly what happens. All this is right now is just, you have a track record, keeping a track record. Anytime you get confused on what needs to be done in dating, or what you think needs to happen in dating, come back to this video. Remember, structure. How do you spell dating? Look up structure. That's how you spell dating. Seriously. No joke. No structure means you have absolutely no clue what the hell you're doing. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting the other person's time. Get some structure about yourself. Start dating with a purpose. Start looking for alignment. Something funny. My daughter, she said, one day we was watching Pop the Balloon. She said, "Dad, why don't you go on the show?" I looked at her and I was like, no. They probably pop my balloon on the first question, because they're not going to want to hear what I got to say. Because the way I view relationships, the way I view dating is very, very calculated. Because I understand how important it is with who you're tied to for the rest of your life. That's important. That's why I'm starting with this plan, and I'm going to give you plans every week, because it's to help you. Remember the 3 I's. Always go back to the 3 I's. Always go back to the 3 I's. I'm going to repeat it until you get it. Always go back to the 3 I's. Information, interaction, intimacy. You don't get intimacy until you get information and interaction. Remember that. And I'm even repeating it because I know my daughter's watching and she's 13 and she's coming up. I mean, of course, in my eyes, she got about 12 more years before she's dating. But still, she needs to hear this information. Hell, us as grown folks need to hear this information. I'm dead serious. Like, it's sickening. It's sickening. And I'm not coming on here to rant. This is not a rant. This is just me just being serious about the transformation that I want to see in not only you, but in your dating situation. That's why my ass is sitting over here single now. I'm just not going to front to you. That's why I'm sitting over here single now. Because I refuse to make the wrong decision to be with the wrong person. Just not going to happen. I'm going to take my time. And if the person that I'm dealing with don't like the way that I'm moving, then she's more than welcome to move on. But I'm definitely going to follow the structure of dating in order to find, if it's meant for me to find, what I need to find in a person. Period. I'm encouraging you to do the same. So if you have any questions, let me see. I haven't been able to look at the chat. Let me see if there's any questions in here. Let's see. Hope you guys have been enjoying this show. After all, it's just the first one. We was going to keep it light anyway. God damn, we got a whole lot of... I'm sorry, I've been ignoring y'all comments. It's been a long time since I did this. Like I said, forgive me. I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm gonna tell you again. It took me a while to even find how to go live. So forgive me if I have been ignoring these comments. I am not. Let me see what we got going on here. This is crazy. I'm sorry, I can't even see the questions. I just see some people making some good points. This is crazy. Don't be... Yeah, I see people laughing. Yeah, man, you know, old people stuff. Hold on, let me see. I'm going to figure this out, I promise you. There we go. There we go. I told you I was going to find it. Questions. There we go. I'm going to go all the way up to the beginning. I see some of my people in. I appreciate y'all for taking time out to join me on my first episode, man. It's heartfelt. Thanks for popping my cherry after 10 years. Now I know what it feels like to be engaged. Some of them people have been engaged for 10 years. Let me stop being messy. Let's see. What is this fool talking about? I'm not there long enough to know about the credit score. Ace. Oh, Rhea. So it's information, interaction, and then intimacy. The interaction part is, like I told you, like one of those dates you can put, like, you know how escape rooms, you go in there, you have to figure things out together. Anything that involves collectiveness, like maybe like cooking classes. That's a good one. They have those down here in Dallas where you can go and you two can cook together, cook your own meal and eat it, but you have to work together in order to do it. Stuff like that. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Sorry, as soon as you start talking, that pop the balloon is pop. Yeah, that's what I said. I can't go on pop the balloon. As soon as I say one thing, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. Those who know me, they know I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. It's a wrap. As soon as I go on there. Let's see. Britt says, do you feel like it should be structured like that in all age groups or just once folks reach a certain age? Honestly, that's a good question, Britt. That's a great question. It depends on how serious you are. I know for me as a teenager, I didn't take things as serious as I should have. But yeah, I think it counts, or it should go as far as your maturity at that age, whatever the case may be. But I really think it should start, I'm going to say 25. I think 24, 25 is, or between 23 and 25 are good ages where you are finally beginning to like understand who you are, get to know yourself. That way you can make some informed decisions. Then you start adding structure to who you're dating. Because I say by the time you reach 23, you went through a couple potential domestic situations. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe some busting windows out some cars, some kicking the door. Yeah. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. Yeah, I had to take out a couple restraining orders back in the day. I didn't always look like this. I actually was a handsome young fella back then. So I used to have to, I never called the police. Never called the police on them. I ain't want them to go to jail, but yeah, I had to make my move. But yeah, Britt, to answer your question, I think around 23, 25, that's the age in which you start to mature. At least I hope. God, Jesus, I hope. Because yeah. And you can start with something like my 3 eyes, but of course, like I said, you can create whatever plan that helps you to structure your dating life how you want. As long as it's structured, as long as it's something that's in order, and as long as it's something that helps you to reach the ending benefit that you want for your life. That's the only thing that I'm concerned with. So I hope that answers your question. My baby said, I'm listening. Thank you, baby. I love you. Anthony said, I'm behind on the information. Bro, yeah, I get it, man. Honestly, we live in a society where people don't want to overshare. And it's for good reason they don't want to overshare. I get it. But we have, my response to that is we have to start asking the right questions. I'll give you a perfect example. I work with people all day. Okay? I work with people all day. For some strange reason, people get around me and they want to tell me their entire business, top to bottom. Swear to God, this happened to me before. Somebody got in the car. First thing she said, hey, can I ask you a question? And I said, what? And she said, so me and my girlfriend, and I'm like, wait. So no, hey, how you doing? How's your day? We just gonna jump right into the relationship. Like, do I have relationship person like written on my face. Like it has happened. So once we start talking, I just start asking the right question. Before you know it, I had the whole situation figured out. But in that information stage, it's very, very key that you ask the right questions. Like I said, so you can get to the next level. In fact, I challenge you to do something, people. If you're serious about dating, seriously, even if you're not dating right now, but you know that you're going to be dating eventually, write down 3 to 5 questions. 3 to 5 questions that you want answers to that will help you move past to get to that next level of interaction. Because I'm telling you, it's a benefit. You passing the collection plate. All right, now, hey, Rashad, you know what it is. Your daddy is my god daddy. We preaching out here. It's fine. We talking to each other. Bri had a question. Actually, let's see. Yeah, information, interaction, intimacy, 3 eyes. What if she can't cook? Well, I can answer that question because I know you. Fool, you can cook. You can cook. Matter of fact, if you asking her if she can't cook, that's the information that you got. When you go to interaction, y'all cook together. Show him not show him. I'm not trying to say my bad. I'm not saying anything, Ace. I promise. Show her that y'all can cook together. That's how you do that, player. Let's see. Write 3 to 5 questions that will help you move. Hey, you know what, Robin? You gonna mess around and you going to be my my mediator. Don't mess around and find yourself a job by doing this good job. But no, I'm glad you putting these questions in here because I didn't get a chance to tag them. Of course, like I said, first episode, I'm just getting my feet wet. Y'all forgive me. Of course, the structure of this show is going to get better as time goes. I'm gonna have pinned questions rather, where you guys can interact in the chat, and I'll come back and kind of answer the questions or even join the conversation. Because sometimes in that chat, it gets crazy. Y'all start y'all own conversations and be forgetting. But no, man, I appreciate the interaction. It's good. It's good. It's good. Appreciate the love. Exactly. She said no structure and no boundaries equals a mess. No, sweetheart. No structure and no boundaries equals a hot ass mess. Let's call that what it is. A hot ass mess ready to happen. Hold on, let me get a sip of this. Hey, listen. Anytime you come to my show, make sure you have a glass of wine, a drink. If I knew how to make an old fashioned, I would. But you're gonna need this because this is us. This is our conversation. We getting back into the flow of things. I'm back, baby, after 10 years. I feel like I just got out. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go get a burger after this. You know, like I just got out the joint or something. This is crazy. Let's see. Plant the seeds, absolutely. I'm too real for this show. What you mean I'm too real for the show? This is what the show is about. This is what the show is all about. That's why I said transformation over viral moments. I'm not here to go viral. I'm here to disrupt patterns. People, it's time for you to start seeing the patterns. Y'all walking around here like Ray Charles. Y'all not seeing the patterns. Y'all have to see the patterns. Seriously. Because it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. And like I said, the more we go down this road, the more y'all gonna get online and y'all gonna see all this advertising and auditioning I've been talking about. It's only gonna get worse. Men will continue to ask that dumbass question, what do you bring to the table? Women gonna continue to have these outlandish demands. $45,000 to date me. Hell, that's a salary for some people. $45,000 to date you? Okay. $45,000. See, those them chicks, and I hate to put it this way, you didn't overvalue. No, I ain't gonna even say it. I ain't gonna even say it. I'm not gonna even say it. Let me go down to some more of these comments. Libations and conversations, absolutely. Tequila and pineapple on deck. I'm gonna be real with you, Pooh. If I have some tequila, we won't have a show. This will be a party. I can't do tequila. Wine is chill for me. Wine is chill for me, especially concerning the type of conversations we're going to be having. With the setting. And oh yeah, by the way, put in the chat for me if 7:15 Central, 8:15 Eastern is a good time. That's kind of around the time that I'm feeling that I'm gonna just pop on and do my thing. For now, it's every Tuesday. Eventually, once we ramp up, I'm gonna try to do 2 days a week. But for right now, I can commit to every Tuesday for you guys. And trust me, I got a wealth of information. I'm not just on here just to talk. As you can see, I had notes. Some of the stuff in 3 pages. Some of the stuff I didn't even use on here, which is crazy. And I've been studying and stuff, and I ain't even use it. Because I was just led in a different way. Because I want you guys to understand what this really is. Like, we might joke, we might laugh, or whatever the case may be. But this is serious business. This is serious business. Now I'm gonna hit you with some God level stuff right here, right? I don't know if you understand this, but if you're a follower of God, now I don't go to church, but I'm a follower of God. If you read that Bible, then you know the number one thing, or one of the number one things that God wants from men and women, or people that are dating or in relationships or married or whatever the case may be, is connection. If you don't believe me, call me. I'll point out the scriptures. I've read the entire Bible front to back. I took a course in college on the Bible. If you don't believe me, you can ask my ex-wife. She'll tell you. Like, this heathen ass mofo right here has read the Bible. This heathen ass mofo here was this close to becoming an ordained minister. I know the Bible. I know it. Connection is important. That's why you have to start taking this stuff serious. And this is not, I'm not turning into no religious about it. I'm just saying this stuff is rooted in connection, structure. If you're tired of just living your life just random with just random people, you don't know people playing games with you, showing up, then getting lost out of the clear blue. That's because the reason they're getting lost is because they wanted the structure out of order, and you probably wasn't willing to go with it. Think about that for us. Think about that. If you're structured and a person that's not structured come around, say for instance, let's use the 3 I's real quick. If you know the 3 I's for me is information, interaction, and then intimacy. And a girl comes around, but on her list, I mean, God, maybe she find me attractive. Maybe she wanted to get intimate with me off rip. Maybe her 3 is my 1. Y'all might not believe me, but I'm going to turn her down. There's no way I can get intimate with someone without having any information on that person, or taking that person seriously without seeing how they act under pressure. Because I'll be damned if somebody folds on me under pressure. Or I find out something later down the road that you could have just been upfront with me from the beginning. But of course, if a young lady was to approach me, I'm a different man now. If you'd have called me like 30 years ago, I would have jumped all over number 3 with a heartbeat. 8 or 8:30, well, a whole half time's work for me. Yeah, it's going to be 8:15. It's going to be 8:15, Rhea. Your time. That's Eastern Standard Time, 7:15. This is a perfect time. This is the time I can get home, I can chill, I can uncork a bottle of wine and be prepared. Next week is going to look totally different. Be prepared. It's going to look totally different. And next week's show is going to be freaking phenomenal. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but you definitely want to tune in for next week because we going in. This week was just kind of even though it really wasn't light, it was a light week. I'm just putting my big toe in the water. With all sincerity, I'm just putting my big toe in the water just to see, okay, any piranhas down there? How cold is it? How hot is it? This is exactly what this is. Excuse me. This is exactly what this is. It's just putting my toe in the water. These next few shows, 2 through 5, you bound not to like me. I'm just gonna be real with you. You bound not to like me. I like that. I like that, Brandon. This is a temperature checker. It is. And first of all, Brandon, I'm glad you said that. All my married folks, hell, this applied to you guys because one thing I know, it applied to you too. One thing I notice about married people, when we get married, we lose sight of dating. We lose sight of structure. Everything becomes routine. Man, you better put some structure back in that marriage. Y'all don't want to get bored. Y'all together for life. Y'all together for life. If I get married again, it's death row over here, baby. For life. For life, big dog. I'm telling you. Be prepared. Now, I don't really care for what I do. I don't really care for you that much. What I do, Pooh? What I do? Tell me. Nothing? All right, well, look, I'm going to wrap up shortly. I'm going to give y'all, we got about 3 more minutes. I didn't held you guys here for about an hour, which is good. I don't want to just overtalk this situation. We have a phenomenal time, especially, well, at least I believe we had a phenomenal time. I thank you guys for, again, I'm always going to be grateful because you could have been doing anything right now, but you in here with me chilling and talking. And yeah, I appreciate that. It feels good to be gone for 10 years and people still want to hear your voice, even though some of the people in these comments, they hear my voice on a regular because anybody that's cool with me, they can call me anytime and talk to me about anything. And they'll tell you it's no judgment with me. The only thing you're going to get from me is straight up just realness, minus the emotions. I mean, your ass might hang up on me. It's a couple people in here that definitely didn't hung up on me because they didn't want to hear what I said. But eventually they called back and said, I didn't want to tell you this, even though it might be 6 months later. I didn't want to tell you this, but you was right. And I'm not claiming to be a know-it-all by no means. I'm just a person that has had a ton of experiences. Some self-inflicted, but the key thing is I learned from the self-infliction. And I want you guys to learn from your self-infliction. And if I have to be the one that guides you down that road in order for you to see what you did in order to self-inflict yourself with pain and wasted energy and all that other stuff that's not good for your life, I'll be that guy. I'll step up. My purpose is to serve people. I know that sounds crazy coming from me, but I'm telling you, I'm purpose driven right now. My purpose is to serve people. If you have any questions, the email to the show is info@tcguthepodcast.com. Again, that's info, INFO, at tcguthepodcast.com. If you've been drinking, TCGU stands for This Can Get Ugly. I thought I should tell you that because some people, it won't register for some people. But I thought I should tell you that. But if you have any questions, hell, if you even have any suggestions on future shows that you might want me to talk about, or hell, I might even be generous and just invite you on just to get your opinion on it, email me, info@tcgu.com. Before I get off of here, I do want to say something. This is good red wine, by the way. Head over to the page. This Can Get Ugly, the podcast. Please like, subscribe. Get all the information, all notifications on upcoming shows. I forgot to put the YouTube channel in there, the YouTube link, but I got you. I got you. Next week, it's going to be, we're going to be going through YouTube. Matter of fact, it's going to pop up on Facebook, but the main thing going to be YouTube. So keep that in mind. But I'm definitely going to give you the information. Definitely going to put that in the chat. There you go, Robin. Appreciate you. It's info@tcgu. Thepodcast.com. THE. Pin that. Info@tcgu the podcast. THEPODCAST.com. Y'all both getting it wrong. Have y'all been drinking? Info@tcgu the thepodcast.com. Invite me and this would be a different type of podcast. Ace, no way. Absolutely not. But you should start your own podcast. I will encourage you, as a person that's been knowing you for majority of my life. You definitely have a story. You definitely have a lane. And you should start one. Seriously, you should start one. Whether it's comedic relief or whatever the case may be. There you go. Info@tcgu thepodcast.com. Thank you very much for correcting that. Yeah. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. I can only thank you so much. I'm typing on the phone, not the computer. No, don't be making no excuses. Seriously though, remember the 3 I's. Information, interaction, before intimacy. Structure it. Have some order about your dating. Take it serious. You want to go to the next level? You got to start here before you get here. Don't just try to jump this level to get here. Because all you're going to do is find yourself when you get up here. You don't know what the hell you're doing once it pop off. And that's not what you want. And you're just going to be another statistic. Divorce. Breakup. Heartbreak. We don't want that. Let's change our structure, people. I love you guys. See you next week.